What's going on, pop culture fam? It's your boy J. Rue and
Kungfu.
And we at it again, coming to you from the Lone Star State here in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And before we get things cooking, I tweeted you the Whataburger Fanny Pack.
That's right. I got it. I need it in my life. So Whataburger, holla at your boy. I will be tagging you in this video so you know that I need that Fanny Pack. If it's in a shop, that's fine. Just let me know where it is so I can buy it because I am a Whataburger guy.
I do want the Yeti Cup.
Oh, yeah.
The Yeti Cup.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, since you guys don't know, I'm a big Whataburger fan. Huge Whataburger fan. As you see, if you're watching on YouTube, I have my cup. Trust me, if you listen to our podcast, just know, trust me, I'm a Whataburger fan. I have the shower curtain, pajamas. I got the socks, the shrimp trunks that my wife gave me. Pretty much, my wife, she's the fault. She's the one who I should blame for buying all my Whataburger shit. Okay, so it's all on her. She knows I love it, so she just miraculously would buy this shit. I'm like, oh no, don't buy it. I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I'm gonna just take it. So yes. So don't blame me for buying this shit. Blame my wife for buying the Whataburger.
It's a staple. It's delicious,
and she knows I love it. So I'm happy. That's all I'm happy.
I hope they bring it back because it actually was delicious. But did you try the Frito pie burger?
No, but you had that one time.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It
Yeah.
was really good. I know I sound like a complete fatty right now when I just said a Frito pie burger, but it was delicious. But anywho, today we're going to break down our review of episodes 4 and 5 for The Last of Us. We're going to pop out another show this week for our reviews of 6 and 7. And then next week we're going to pop out another show for the penultimate episode, episode 8, and the finale. So we should all be caught up with The Last of Us, and then we'll be moving into some other shows and possibly some movies and things like that we've seen over the last couple of weeks or so. But, I guess to get started, Joel and Ellie on the road again.
Yes, they are. And they're on the road on the way to Kansas City, baby.
Mm-hmm. Episode 4.
There's no barbecue in this motherfucker. That shit's all gone. So,
Yeah.
Hey, they could still barbecue. It'd probably be just barbecue some random shit, rat, or like some deer or whatever, or just some random shit, whatever. So,
it's funny.
And we all know that technically coffee, liquor, cigarettes, and drugs have all survived the apocalypse. I would think barbecue sauce, Kansas City barbecue sauce probably survived that shit too. I guarantee someone has a bunker in Kansas City with all fucking Casey Masterpiece barbecue sauce.
But what's funny is that we didn't talk about this on episode 3, but at the end of episode 3 is Ellie took a gun for herself after Joel told her no. And at the beginning of the episode, she's pulling Robert De Niro from Taxi Driver. Oh, looking at herself in the mirror. Oh, you talking to me? You talking to me? I know you're not talking. What? Bam! And she's popping off and she's having fun with it, and then she's like, "Oh shit, I gotta go back out there."
Yeah, she's ready.
And she goes out there and she sees Joel siphoning gas, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then while it's happening, she pulls out the book, the pun book, and telling him pun jokes, and he can't stand it. He is annoyed at this point. And what he mentioned to her, like, if you stop doing it, I'll let you do something, whatever, or whatever, because he's like, I'm tired. I don't want to hear this shit. Like I can't deal with these goddamn puns. So,
but what's funny is like, just in happenstance when he mentioned like that the gas, is like water. I just never knew. I don't know if that's scientifically accurate or not, but I just didn't know that gas dissolved. I know, like you had mentioned, like if you leave a car parked for a while and you try to turn it on,
exactly.
It's like, it takes a minute.
I would think so, close to that. So you know something? I'm gonna give you guys some homework out there in the podcast YouTube world.
I want the formula.
Yeah,
I need the how-to.
Chat us. Let us know if you're an engineer watching this. Tell us, how is that possible? Please let us know what the.
How long does it take gas to turn into water?
Pretty much, yes.
And if that's the case, is it really that environment? Is it really that damaging to the environment?
Exactly. So, let's know something. Or maybe you could be just a smart ass type of someone. We won't know.
We won't know.
Like, shit.
I'm not going to fact check you. I just
exactly. There's no fact check here. You just want to fucking know that, that's how it happens. Okay, cool, whatever.
So they get back on the road and they're driving, and there's that old like abandoned amusement park. They start seeing little shit like that. And then Ellie's looking around in the car. And not to mention, we didn't even mention this either, too, in episode 3. But when they get into the car, she had never been in a car before.
That's right.
And he's like, put your seatbelt on. She's like, what? And he like reaches over and clicks it in. She's like, oh.
What's a seatbelt?
Yeah. So they're listening to...
Alone and Forsaken by Hank Williams.
Hank Williams, right? And so she's like, I'm going to stay up. I'm not even tired.
Exactly.
She's out. Not to mention, in between the car ride, she finds a gay porn magazine, which...
Yes, and pretty much, and per her point of view, it was sticky and stuck. The page was stuck together.
Why is that?
And Joe was very uncomfortable at that moment. He was like, let's throw this shit away.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they throw it out the window. She throws it out the window, and that kind of deal.
So before they get into Kansas City, they stop for the night. They're kind of out in the woods. They're sitting there. They're eating Chef Boyardee. And there's this kind of like character building interaction between them in the sense that like Ellie's not sure if she should go to sleep. We got a fire going. And he's like, no, it's going to be fine. Yeah. Trust me, it's all going to be okay. But the fire dies.
No one's going to be out here kind of deal.
The fire dies, and Joel stays up to watch over her. So you kind of see little layers of Joel starting to kind of peel away. Yeah. A little bit.
Straight onion, baby.
Yeah. Like
Shrek
style.
Literally, after watching these episodes, Joel's character is literally an onion. Mm-hmm. He's literally an onion. Every episode, you pulling off a layer of an onion, and getting closer to the core. Like his character is the epitome of an onion.
Yeah, I would say, he's an onion or the reverse, because obviously in the very first episode, he was a fairly good dad and loved his daughter and all this other stuff. But as the end of the world happened, he started adding defensive layers around him so he doesn't feel or love to be hurt again, all these other things. But yeah, I like the onion one better. That's pretty good.
Well, we always go with he's like a border, just adding walls up his motherfucker.
Build a wall.
Pretty much. Yeah, I'm looking at that. Yeah. He's building walls around himself, so whatever.
Yeah, but he's
not asking no one in.
He's not asking anybody else to pay for it. He's just building walls himself.
Exactly. He don't want no one to enter.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. They make it to Kansas City, but they have to do a detour, right?
They detour because the underpass was blocked off by a truck or a school or whatever.
They were piled, right? They were piled on, it was purposefully blocked.
Yes, exactly. Someone was there blocking them to go around to hit actually side streets. Yeah. Where you find out there are pretty much people hiding out, ready to ambush them.
Yeah, and you're going through. Now these obviously aren't federal people because they're not in uniform. Are they fireflies? Because fireflies dress like normal people too. And then they're neither. They're the citizens of the Kansas City encampment that overthrew Fedra and are now no better than Fedra.
Pretty much.
But it is the end of the world, right? You got to survive. It's kind of hard to judge what you got to do to survive. But obviously, faking like you're hurt with 2 snipers at the top of buildings is probably not the best way to do it.
Right.
Ellie's like, are we going to stop? And Joel's like, what? No.
10
points.
Right.
GTA.
Yeah, take this bitch out. And then sure enough, they come across, they're traveling through, someone lays out spikes. And of course, they crash inside of a washateria. And then one of the guys could have a little...
shootout with 2 guys outside. He tells Ellie to go into this little hole that's into another room. And Joel takes out those guys. And Ellie's waiting there.
Because he's crazy, man. He's crazy.
Dude, and dude, like with a bolt action rifle at that, it's like, pow, pow. And you know he was doing the Lord's work with that rifle. I'll tell you that much.
Right.
And then, unbeknownst to Joel, he gets snuck up from behind. It's close quarters combat. Joel's obviously showing his age. The young buck that he's fighting gets the upper hand and starts to like suffocate him. Into which Ellie comes out, whips out the piece that she's been hiding, and kills homeboy. And Joel is looking at her like pissed, like, why the hell do you have a gun? But also at the same time, like, I think he tells her later it was either him or me. Like, in other words, to be like, it's okay, you had to do what you had to do. But then at the same time, it's like, he wanted to be, like, a father figure to her because he could kind of tell, like, it messed with her a little bit.
Yeah.
It messed with her a little bit. So and then I'm drawing a blank. What happens next?
So pretty much he's on the ground, pretty much hurt because she shot him. So he's alive, and that's when he tells Joe tells Ellie, "Hey, go. You don't want to watch this.
Yeah.
Go in the room and go in the other room, whatever." So that's when Joe takes a knife and pretty much
he kills the dude.
Yeah, kills the guy, and that kind of deal. So
now they ain't got no truck. They're on foot, and they're trying to hide out in Kansas City. And then we get our first glimpse of
Kathleen.
Whoo! That I'm sorry, but that lady was a Hitler in the making. Because like
she sure was.
She literally has no empathy left in her whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I don't think she had empathy in her at all. And we'll get to that in episode 5. But yeah, she was like taking people out, like
and the first person she took out was that her brother or a doctor?
No, it was a doctor. He was a so Federer used to have these people that were like snitches.
Okay.
They would like infiltrate like underground groups or fireflies, things like that. And in return, Federer would give them like more rations or things that they needed. And so she was taking out, these rats because she's looking for Henry. I gotta find Henry. And you're like, who's Henry? Like, is he Fedra? Is he, what is he? And you're then introduced to Perry, her right-hand man, and who's following her blindly. And you really don't know why, but it's literally blind faith.
And so I didn't know this. So I'm reading the information now. The guy who plays Perry, it's the voice of Tommy in the game.
Yeah, Didn't
know that.
Yeah. And then, we get to do episode 8. There's more. So now they're on the run.
Yeah, they're in a bar right now, in an abandoned bar, hiding out, and pretty much they're trying to make sure the coast is clear. And as of right now, there's pretty much
Kathleen makes him go door to door.
Yeah, because she finds out, someone did this. She thinks it's Henry.
Yeah.
She don't know about Joel and Ellie. So now it's like, okay.
She's like, maybe Henry got a radio. Maybe he got people to come back. Like, making all these, like, what ifs to, like, serve the benefit of her, like, what seems like to be her ultimate goal, which is, like, to murk Henry. Yes. Whoever Henry is, right? And so, I think Joel decides to, like, let's just wait till nighttime so we can move through kind of cover of darkness.
Yeah.
And
they're pretty much at this point, Perry and his crew, they're out there searching for him. They're out there searching for him. They're going through every building, looking everywhere. And then there's the one scene where Kathleen is in her old childhood room, I guess. And she's talking to Perry about...
That's the next episode.
Oh, that's okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So pretty much they're searching for him. So it's nighttime. Joe and Ellie, they on the run through the town. They come across a 45-floor building with a whole bunch of stairs.
Yeah.
Whole bunch of stairs.
Whole bunch.
And
Joel's determination to get to the top was there because they get to the top. And they're both dead beat tired, and they get in there. They kind of have some little banter here and there.
And they pretty much set a little camp. And while that's happening, in the same episode, you see also too as well. Kathleen, no, Perry tells Kathleen, "Hey, we found their hideout."
Yeah.
Where pretty much where Henry was.
Yeah.
Where he was.
Where he was. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they cut back to Joe and Ellie, kind of like he's breaking glass, so if anybody walks, he can hear it.
Yeah.
Got his gun next to him, so that kind of deal.
And Ellie's starting to figure out that, like, she's like, "Why are you breaking glass?" He's like, "So I can hear it." And she's starting to realize, like, okay, Joel's getting old. Like, he can't hear like he used to. So he's, like, having to set, like, these little sound booby trap things.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're like, "We're going to be fine. We're safe. Let's just get some shut-eye."
Yeah, and then at that
Screen goes black.
Well, before then at that point, that's when Ellie started telling Joe some more
Oh.
stupid-ass jokes that he's like, "That's just not funny." He turns around and kind of like giggles. She's like, "Oh, you know it's funny. Oh, you know it's funny." And he's like, "It's just not funny." Like, "Oh, you know it's funny." So they have a little banter. They finally like getting along.
Kind of, yeah. It's like a relaxed time for them. And screen goes black.
And
Next thing you know, you hear Ellie go, "Joel." Joel wakes up. Screen comes back on, and he turns and looks, and
there's a kid
with a gun in his face. And we're introduced to Henry, who's got a gun on Ellie. So that's the end of episode 4. And
you know, and after that time, I was telling him every episode have gotten better. So up to that moment, great episode. You know, you finally start to see, for someone like me that never played the game, the lore of The Last of Us. My daughter, she played the game. He played the game. He played the DLC pack. My daughter played the DLC pack. So she knows. So they both know everything. I'm going in blind. On this, but overall, great episode at that time. Great episode.
And so, what's different compared to this episode versus the game is in the game they're in Philadelphia,
not Kansas City.
Not Kansas City.
Oh, is that when they meet Kathleen in Philadelphia?
Yeah, Kathleen's kind of a new character that they added to the show.
Okay.
But I mean, they do come across like liberators, right? That overthrew the Fedra, but there's no Kathleen, there's no Henry, there's no. I mean, well, there is Henry and
but
and
that was
Sam.
in Philadelphia.
Yeah, but it's in Philadelphia. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that brings us to episode 5.
Episode 5, people. All right.
Oh, man.
So
if you guys have not seen episode 5, obviously, well, if we hadn't said this before, I mean, we're doing review breakdowns here, so we're giving away spoilers. But definitely get your tissues out for episode 5 because, whoo, it's got some moments in it. So, anyways, we start off with
pretty much
a flashback, kind of, right? Because it starts off with Sam and Henry, or Sam and
Sam.
Yeah, Sam and Henry.
Yeah. So flashback to, I guess, when
they're on the run,
yes.
and they see from across the street the shootout with Joel and Ellie.
Yes.
And so they're like, "Oh shit, okay." Henry's looking at him. Or no, I take it back. They haven't gotten to that point. They're on the run. They find this hideout and meet up with the doctor.
The doctor, yes.
That Kathleen kills in the previous episode. Like I said, this is, I think a few weeks prior to episode 4. And so he's like, "No, I got this hideout. There's food there. Blah blah blah. Nobody knows about it. It was off Fedra's radar. It's off of Kathleen's radar. Blah 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 blah." So you find out that Sam is deaf, who is his younger brother, and Sam is like, "Oh man, I really don't want to be here." But Henry's like, "Look, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna be safe. We got food." And he's like, "Hey, look, in order to cheer him up, here's some paper, here's some crowns. Let's make this place, let's make it look good, right?
Yeah.
To kind of keep him in spirits." Fast forward to the day of Joel and Ellie's arrival, and they're out of food. The doctor hasn't shown back up.
So at that time, that's when pretty much Sam, the kid, knows that, is he dead? He's like, most likely.
Most likely. He asks if the doctor's dead. He's like, yeah, most likely. And he's like, are we next, or are we in trouble? And Henry's like, no, we're good. We're gonna go. We're gonna go. And so they pack up. They start traveling. They get to this building across the street. They hear the car crash because they're getting ready to go out. So they stop. Henry starts peeling back the papers, looking out the window. He's seeing the shootout with Joel and the Liberators. I'm just calling them Liberators for description's sake. And he sees Joel, and he sees Ellie, and Joel takes out these dudes, and he's like, okay, I need to find that guy.
Yeah.
I need to find him. And so they stay there till it gets dark. They happen to go into the same building, but go in through a different entrance. Mm-hmm. And he's like, there wasn't broken glass here before. And so he sees it. They take their guns out. They're like, okay, walk real soft, blah, blah, blah. They get the drop on Joel and Ellie. And then, we get into the conversation between the four of them. Yeah,
four of them, to where pretty much that's when Henry and Sam pretty much needs to make it. Pretty much at this point, like, we need your help just as much as you need ours. Mm-hmm. And we
know how to get out of here.
We know how to get out of here, so let's have an agreement between us two on how to make this work. And here's why I need you.
Yeah.
And so pretty much they go to a different part of the building.
Yeah, Joel's reluctant to agree, but he's like, okay, yeah, we don't have a car. We're low on supplies. Yeah, we need to get out of here. We need to work together.
And that's when Henry tells him, okay, here's the plan. If we go from this point to this point, we go here. If we go from here to underground tunnel, they were supposed to be quote unquote sealed off because back in the day they put all of the infected under there. And so he said he learned from his informant or whatever that they're gone. Then that's when Joe was, hold on, you an informant. Why the fuck should I trust you? Like you the one, you a rat. Pretty much. Yeah. He's like, my sources are good. Yeah. It's okay with whatever.
He's like, wait a minute, Feder drove them underground. You saying they're gone? That's like impossible. And he's like, no. Like I've gotten good word that people have been down there and they haven't seen anything. So they're like, Joel's like, okay, fuck. So they go down, they get into the tunnel, they're about to go through it, and he's like, all right, everybody take their pieces out. And he looks at Ellie, he's like, you too. And so she's like kind of happy-go-lucky, and they're walking through, and Henry's trying to have conversations with them, and Joel's like, shut the fuck up. Like we got to be quiet. Like, you're saying that they're not down here, but, And then Ellie's like, yeah, we fought a clicker. And Henry's like, oh, you fought a clicker? He's like, and you survived? He's like, yeah. He was like, see, I knew I needed you guys, blah, 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 right?
Exactly. And what has happened on Sam and Ellie are becoming not good friends, but they're kids. Yeah. It's like any other place with kids, they can relate to each other. Yeah. Sam has that little drawing tablet that you kind of remove to
old school.
Old school. I think I had one. Though he probably had one.
I had an 18 one.
Oh really?
I had the 18 one.
Nice.
If you don't know what we're talking about, it was like a lack of a better word, it was a cardboard with like black wax and like a piece of cellophane, and it was the cellophane was. It's not cellophane, obviously, right? Because this pen that you had, the sharp pointed plastic piece, would tear through the cellophane. Some sort of like paper, and when you would write on the paper, it would pull up the wax underneath it, and you could write on it. And then when you wanted
a static pad.
That's and then when you were done with it, you pull the paper up, and it would erase.
Yes.
And then you could write over it again.
A static pad, yes.
So
if you're a child of the 80s, everyone had a static pad.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, dude, I had an 18 one.
Yeah.
I pity the fool.
And so pretty much they would conversate through there, and then also too through their love of comic books.
Yeah. Ellie and Sam. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they get to this other section where other people were hiding out, but they're long dead, and it was like a small community. Like they had a school. Yeah. Like it was like literally underground.
It was pretty much the turtle sewer in Kansas City.
It was the turtle lair.
It was the turtle lair in Kansas City.
It sure
That's
was.
right. Like the only thing missing was pizza delivery man. That's it.
But Pizza Jews got 30 seconds.
Yes, literally. So it was like literally it really was a lair. It was a sewer lair where They had school. They played games. They learned. They had everything there.
Yeah, everything there.
And they had drawings on the wall. It was like it was a small knit sewer community. If that makes any sense, kind of deal to where.
So then they decided to let's just take a rest. Then we cut back to old Nazi Kathleen.
This is when they in the apartment.
Yeah,
in her old apartment.
So we cut to Kathleen and she's looking out the window of a room, and Perry walks in, and she's like, "This is where me and my brother grew up." And
he would tell me whenever things go around that this is our little box and we're always safe in our little box.
Yeah, so she starts going on and telling this sad story about her brother and the fact that Henry is responsible for her brother's death, and that's like her sole purpose. Fuck the liberation. Like, she was using that as a front to really kind of get control so that she could get Henry. And she tells this story, and like I mentioned earlier, I think she was born a psychopath. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she was a serial killer in the baby.
She was that one little girl that pretty much on Barbie dolls, she didn't chop the head off. She cut the hair, probably stabbed with a pin a couple of times, then chop the goddamn head off. Yeah, she was that bitch.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, look, mommy, that doll's head. Look, mommy. Like, bitch, you crazy.
Yeah, so it literally was her brother keeping her sane, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's what I got out of that whole conversation. Then she's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, find them.
Right.
Not to mention, we totally missed the part because there's a scene at the beginning of the episode where Kathleen has a cage full of all of these Fedra rats, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And she's like, "Where's Henry? I gotta come on. You guys are rats. You guys have information. You guys know where he's at. If you tell us where Henry is, we're gonna put you on trial. You're gonna get found guilty, but we're not gonna kill you." And they're like, "We don't know where he's at. We don't know." She's like, "Okay." So she gets up. She goes into the other room. Perry's like, "Are we really gonna put him on trial?" She's like, "No, go in there and fucking shoot them all." And
pretty much,
they walk in there, and all you hear is screams, and that's it. So she's completely ruthless, tyrannical, narcissistic, any kind of like evil person that you could be with some form of control. That's exactly who she is. So we cut back to Joel and Henry having a conversation, and Henry's like, I wasn't quite honest with you, blah blah blah. I'm not a good person. He's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, he's like, "Man, I was an informant." And you see Joel like, "You were an informant?" Like, I'd have murked your ass right now.
well, clutch my pearls.
So he starts telling the story about Sam and how he got sick with cancer, and Fedra was the only one that had the medicine for his cancer, and the only way that they were going to give it to him is that they wanted the leader of the resistance, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about how great. What was her brother's name? Did they even say his name?
I don't remember his name.
I don't remember what they said his name was. Drop it in the comments section because I'm drawing a complete blank on this. And you even have a breakdown right here.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
I don't see it in there. Anyways, you talked about
Michael,
and that makes sense, right? Because when anybody with a damn biblical name in a movie is always like some great person, because that's exactly who he said. Like, people drew to him. He was kind. He was peaceful. He was loving. He didn't want to fight. He only fought when he had to. Blah 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 blah. And so he's like, so I had to give him up, and so I did, and that's how I got the medicine.
Whoa. I wonder if I'm spitballing this one. Being her birthday was Michael, and he was killed. I wonder what if this could be a whole Michael Myers thing? Like, Michael Myers had a sister named Kathleen. And, he finally gets killed from the last Halloween movie. He found out Michael had a sister the entire time?
Dun, dun, dun.
And that bitch was crazy just like him? So, yes, I'm just saying.
That's a good theory.
Yeah.
I think it could stick.
Yeah.
Somebody will make a movie of that for sure. If
Yeah.
they're gonna make a Killer Winnie the Pooh movie.
Hey, man, this shit's all connected. At the end of the day, this shit...
It's all connected. It's all connected.
Your boy from he's always funny. Yeah, this bitch is all connected. Literally, this bitch is all connected. Don't know how, but trust me, it is.
Charlie Day, baby. But so
at that point,
they give him the medicine to save his brother's life, and Joel's like, "Look, man, I may not agree with you, but I can understand you had to do what you had to do to protect your family." And so they find some common ground in that, and then in the background you're seeing Ellie and Sam. They're playing soccer. They're talking about the comic book and how their love for it, blah 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 blah. And then so Joel's like, "All right, let's keep going."
Yeah, just gonna go. So at this point, they finally make it out of the sewer,
out of the turtle lair. They get into the neighborhood,
and then that's when Henry tells them, "Hey, when you go past this little area, you're gonna see a river?
Yeah, one of some sort of lake or river,
a lake, pretty much a bridge.
Yeah,
kind of deal. And
we're home free.
In the city, we're home free. They pretty much talking all loud and shit. Yeah, bitch, we're gonna make it. Fuck these bitches. We're gonna make it. Oh shit, gunfire.
Bam, bam.
Right?
And they're like, oh shit, someone's trying to snipe our ass. And so Joel gets around the house, gets up there, and it's an old ass dude.
I mean, old, like 90-something years old. He's probably half blind. Actually, I think he was blind, or I think he was just going off of hearing because he was missing everything. Like he was just
he was close.
He was close. He was just like he had stormtrooper.
He had stormtrooper aim.
Yeah. That bitch was just shooting like randomly, like Mr. Bean, just fucking fucking bam, stormtrooper style. He's like. And so
Joel's like, please don't
please don't make it kill your old ass.
Old man pulls that rifle around. Joel shoots his ass,
and then all of a sudden he heard it on a walkie.
Keep him there, keep him busy. We're almost there.
It was a trap. It was a fucking trap.
Fucking trap. And so Joel grabs the rifle and he's like, "Get in cover!" He starts yelling at them, so they get around.
Run, bitch, run!
Kathleen comes out. She's like, "It's all right, Henry. Just come on out." Blah 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 blah.
I won't kill you. Not yet, but
I'm gonna kill you. But it doesn't have to be this way. We don't have to You don't have to drag you out. Just come on out. And like, what makes her more evil, dude, is like, she did not have a change in tone at all. Like it was like
that's how you know this is crazy.
Yeah, the same tone for everything. It's gonna be okay. Don't worry. I'm gonna kill you. And he's like, "Okay, I'll come out, but you gotta let them go." She's like, "No, they killed some of our guys, so they're gonna get punished too." And he was like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, and so a scene right before that happened. That's when they had the big shootout, and Joel takes out one of the trucks.
Yeah.
And the truck actually gets on fire and lands into a house. And so that's when that scene's happened with the whole want to kill each other or whatever. But sure enough, all of a sudden, right when she's about to kill Henry, the ground starts shaking. And the
sinkhole opens up.
Sinkhole pops up and the truck goes right into it. Mm-hmm. And then everybody does the whole look real slowly. What the hell is that? All of a sudden, you just see them.
A horde.
Like if you stepped in the ant bed, the motherfuckers just came out. Or clickers just came out of the wazoo, going for everyone. Everyone.
Yeah. And then her focus completely shifted. They started trying to take out all the fucking the zombies or parasites or whatever you want to call them. And Ellie's like, Joel's like trying to protect Ellie. He's shooting zombies and clickers here and there.
Duck hunt style.
Oh yeah, he was taking them out. Henry and Sam go one way. Ellie's trying to get to Joel. She dives into like a Suburban.
Yeah.
This like contortionist ballerina little girl zombie comes in there, and she's like fighting that off. Joel shoots that thing, and then all of a sudden you start hearing more rumble, and here comes the big bad bloater, this giant infected monstrosity that takes a full 45 round AR-15 clip with no damage whatsoever.
Zero damage. Like that motherfucker was on like expert mode, like Madden All Pro mode and shit. Like
he was on handicap level 100.
Right.
and
your boy Perry is just unleashing.
Yeah.
Nope. All of a sudden, just
he rips him in half. It was definitely a brutal scene, but it looked absolutely gorgeous with the fire in the background. Like, it was a beautifully shot scene. So Ellie's gonna make a run for it, and she sees Sam and Henry. They're under a car, and these two zombies are trying to get to them. So she like looks at Joel, and Joel's like kind of gives her the nod. She goes to help them. He's killing zombies to protect her. She gets them out. They start running, and who pops up out of nowhere? You thought she was dead. Wrong. We're talking about Kathleen here.
Yeah. And so she pretty much got guns to the head and stuff like that, ready to kill Henry. Then, of course, what took her out was a little child clicker.
Uh-huh.
Once again, little ballerina, little motherfucker, just I know
jumped on her.
And just turned that bitch and just started running at her. They're like, okay,
we're out.
We're gonna go now, so you guys have a little fun. Shit. So they get the fuck out. They finally get out of harm's way. They get to a hotel, and Joel and Henry are in one room. They're talking, that kind of deal. They see the door open to in a different room. You see Ellie and Sam talking, still over comic books, having a conversation, and that kind of deal. It's time for bed, and so on. So
so Sam's like,
close the door, and
Sam writes on his little pad. He's like, will you stay up with me? And she's like, of course I'm gonna stay up with you.
Yeah,
we're buddies, we're pals. And he's like, I have another question. And she's like, okay, what? And he's like, if you become a monster, are you still you inside? And she's kind of looking at him like puzzled, like what? And that's when Sam picks up his pant leg, and he got bit. He got bit
at the time of the whole chaos breaking free when Henry and Sam was under the trunk. That's when he got bit on the leg.
And so Ellie's like, my blood's magic. It's medicine. So she cuts her hand. She rubs all her blood on the wound, and she's like, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine. It's a cure. And so Sam goes, lays down, and she stays up, or she's supposed to stay up, and then cut to the next morning.
Yeah,
she wakes up.
She's talking to him like ain't nothing. Gets to the side. Hey, Sam. Oh shit, Sam!
He turned into a zombie.
Yeah.
They're fighting in the room. Joel and Henry are hearing the commotion. They bust out through the door. Sam's on top of Ellie, getting ready to fucking chomp her ass. And Henry's the one that grabs the gun first. And Joel's like, no, dude, what are you doing? He's like, boom!
Shoots his own brother in the head.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to keep it together, dude.
Yeah, she's own brother. He's like, fuck,
like,
bro.
Oh my god, like just like the shit that he went through to keep him alive, and the cancer and the turmoil and Kathleen, and then now this, and it hits him all at once.
Yeah,
and he's just like,
and he says, "What did I do? What did I do?" And
Joel's like, "It's okay, man. It's okay, man. Just give me the gun."
Yeah, the gun. And then all of a sudden, points the gun to his head, shoots himself, point blank. And so now at this point, they cut to, you see Joel is pretty much building grave sites for Harry and Sam, and Ellie's kind of like angry, upset, like just distraught multiple ways. And so she pretty much now at this point she's kind of like just like she blanks. She's done. She's just done.
Yeah.
Like blank stare. She's like at this point she's like fuck, man, like fuck. And she writes on the stat pad, "I'm sorry," and lays it on Sam's grave and walks off. And they always
right behind her.
Yeah, and she's like, "Are you coming?" And he's like, I guess so, yeah." Like,
yeah.
He was like, "Oh, okay."
He didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to say. He didn't know how to comfort her. Like, he probably did, but like he didn't. You know what I mean? Like he hadn't pulled that layer of the onion yet.
Yeah.
You know. And so, but yeah, man, that was the end of episode 5.
5, yeah.
And
yeah,
man, it was. I'm gonna echo what Kungfu, what Daniel here said. Every episode is getting so much better. This one was a fantastic episode. I know a lot of people. I've been reading comments about the show that they aren't happy with not seeing as much zombies and it's too much people. But to me, this was an effective use of the zombies because obviously we don't want to see The Walking Dead, right?
We've been through that shit.
We've been through that. And The Walking Dead does the same thing too, where you got people and you got other groups and things like that. But the zombies are always there. In this show, they're there, but they're not the focal point.
No.
So, you know, it was a fantastic use of special effects and cinematography and Kathleen and it was a heartbreaking episode. It was sad. And it definitely got me at the end for sure. And man, powerful stuff.
Yeah. So that's it. 4 and 5.
4 and 5 are done. That's it for us here. We're gonna wrap it up, and we're gonna record the next 2 episodes here.
Yeah,
we'll get those. We'll post this one probably tomorrow. If you're listening to this, it's Tuesday night, so I'll post this one on Wednesday, and then I'll probably post the next one. Friday. So you'll have 2 episodes from us this week, and then next week you'll have 2 from us as well. So, but that's it, man. From us here at the Radioactive Pop Culture Podcast, I'm Jay Rue and
Kung Fu,
and we out,
Maine.